Ms. Peterson, will you please introduce yourself?
Hola, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Sheila Peterson y estoy aquí para interpretar cualquier comentario público que se haga en español al inglés. Hello, my name is Sheila Peterson and I'm here to interpret any public comments in Spanish to English.
Thank you. Can we make sure that mic is turned up for the next speaker? Welcome to everyone here and those of you joining us virtually to this December 10th Dover Board of Education meeting. For those who wish to provide public comment remotely, a Google form was posted on the district website at 6:30 p.m. and those remote comments will be addressed in the second public comment section. Bienvenidos todos aquí presentes y los que se unen virtualmente a esta reunión de la Junta de Educación de Dover. Para los que desean proveer un comentario remotamente, un formulario de Google fue publicado en el sitio web del distrito y estará disponible a las 6:30. Los comentarios sometidos de forma remota serán leídos en la segunda sesión de comentarios públicos. This meeting, which is hereby called to order at 6:31 p.m., is in compliance with the notice requirements of the law. Public notice was posted in the Office of the Board of Education and communicated to the municipal clerk and daily record on January 9th, 2024. Can we please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call?
Ms. Acevedo, Ms. Downs,
Present.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. Nutting,
Here.
Ms. Phillips,
Here.
Ms. Pinales,
Here.
Dr. Sinner,
Present.
Ms. Solnes,
Here.
Ms. Mendez.
Here. Ms. Nutting, I didn't give you advance notice, but will you please read our mission statement?
Sure. Working together as a community, our mission is to welcome all and provide opportunities for our students in a safe and accepting learning environment, to become creative, empathetic, resilient, and to choose to make an impact.
Thank you, Ms. Nutting. We're going to start off our presentations this evening. Mr. Jaime, do you want to kick us off?
Tonight, I ask that we hold a moment of silence for a longtime educator in Dover, Shirley Jerome. Ms. Jerome began her career in Dover Public Schools in September of 1961, having retired on June 30th of 2015. Ms. Jerome's career with Dover spanned over 5 decades. While she had a few breaks in her service to Dover, she dedicated over 40 years of life to the students of Dover Public Schools, and truly significant achievement. As we hold a moment of silence for Shirley Jerome, let us reflect on her incredible contributions, celebrate the legacy she left behind, and carry forward the spirit of compassion and excellence she brought to our district. Our thoughts are with her, with their family, friends, and all those lives they touched.
Let us share in a moment of silence. Thank you. We're going to skip over my farewell address and we're going to go to the Unsung Superhero Award. Ms. Peterson, will you please join us?
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. It really is a privilege when a district takes the time to honor one of their staff, and this is called the Unsung Superhero Award because sometimes it's those staff that are helping us behind the scenes do the work to be able to accomplish the great things that we can do for our students. So tonight it is my privilege and pleasure to be here to offer congratulations to Rosemarie Chamber Jimenez for being selected as the New Jersey School Board Association's 2024 Unsung Superhero in Education Award in the area of cafeteria and food service. And this award program, like I said, celebrates the invaluable contributions of school district staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure their school runs smoothly and provides a safe and nurturing environment for all students. So when this award, opportunity came forward, it was your superintendent then who nominated Rosemarie. So we were so excited to be able to receive this nomination and to be able to acknowledge her. So some of the things that were shared in the nomination is that Rosemarie is known for being a welcoming presence in the middle school for all students and staff, and always smiling every day. That was my favorite part. And said that Rosemarie has a positive approach to problem solving and never hesitates to help anyone in need. She boosts morale among staff and students, people that she comes across every day. So on behalf of New Jersey School Board Association, it is my privilege to present Rosemarie with the 2024 Unsung Superhero Award, and to express our thanks for her dedication to the students and the staff of the Dover Public Schools. Thank you so much. Sounds like you have definitely deserved it, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we could get a picture for our school board notes. Okay, that would be perfect. Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, no, you're gonna go up there.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Hyman. Thank you to our unsung heroes, to the incredible staff and unsung heroes of our school district. Thank you for your unwavering dedication and tireless efforts. Your work often goes unnoticed, but it is the backbone of our success and the foundation of our students' achievements. Whether in classrooms, offices, cafeterias, or behind the scenes, your contributions make a profound difference every single day. You inspire, support, and nurture our community, and for that, we are deeply grateful. Thank you for all that you do. You are truly appreciated, so thank you. And now for the moment I have been dreading, my farewell address. So good evening, friends, neighbors, and my beloved Dover community. 3 years ago, we made history together. You placed your trust in me, electing me as the first openly trans woman to serve in public office in our great state of New Jersey. But that moment wasn't just about me. It was a testament to the power of possibility and the strength of our shared vision for a brighter future. 2 years ago, we made history again. This time, you, my fellow board members, unanimously entrusted me with the role of president of the Board of Education. Together, we embarked on a journey filled with growth, triumphs, and overcoming barriers. Throughout it all, we stayed true to our mission to create a learning environment where every student can thrive, every family feels seen, and every staff member is empowered to shape the next generation. Together, we achieved incredible milestones. We approved hundreds of curricula designed to prepare students for a future filled with opportunity. We maintained a balanced budget without compromising the quality of education. We implemented policies focused on equity, inclusivity, and student achievement. We fostered a culture of transparency, accountability, and inclusion. We celebrated thousands of students walking across the stage at graduation. We came together at school events that brought joy and unity to our community. And we ensured our educators and staff had the resources to inspire and guide the leaders of tomorrow. John Quincy Adams once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." It has been the honor of a lifetime to lead this board. And I hope that my time as president has inspired all of you to dream boldly, to learn without limits, and to become the best versions of yourselves. To our students, the world may try to bind you to systems and structures that make success seem unattainable, but you have the power to break free. You can become inventors, lawyers, doctors, teachers, or even President of the United States. Education is your greatest tool to shatter barriers and rewrite the rules. So please, use it boldly. To our trans and non-binary youth, despite the messages you might hear in the media or from those with agendas, know this: you have power. You are loved. You belong. You deserve safe spaces to run, play, grow, and thrive. I promise to never stop fighting for a world where your life is valued and celebrated. And if you ever need a community, a safe space, a family, Edge, New Jersey is your home. At Edge, New Jersey, our mission is to respond compassionately and responsibly to those living with HIV, those at risk, and the LGBTQ+ communities by providing supportive services, housing opportunities, prevention strategies, and education to enhance the community we serve. To our staff, you are the backbone of this district. To the administrative team in the Belmont building, thank you for keeping the district running. To our principals, thank you for your unwavering support of staff and students. To the cafeteria workers and janitors and security guards, thank you for making our schools welcoming, safe, and functional. To our paras and teachers, thank you for equipping our students with the knowledge and tools they need to navigate an ever-changing world. Excuse me. I talk a lot. Your dedication, seen and unseen, makes all the difference. To my fellow board members, serving alongside you has been the privilege of a lifetime. Thank you for your trust and partnership. As my time as president comes to an end, I am confident this board will continue to protect public education, uplift our most vulnerable students and families, and uphold the values of equity and inclusivity. To Mr. Miller and Ms. Phillips, I could not have asked for better vice presidents. Your leadership and friendship have been invaluable, and I am forever grateful for your support. Thank you. Mr. Jaime, the future of this district is in good hands. Always stay true to your integrity, remain steadfast in your commitment to our students, and always make decisions with their best interests at heart. And to the Dover community, thank you for the privilege of serving you. Though my time on the Board of Education is ending, my commitment to this community is far from over. I am excited to serve in new ways and invite you to stay tuned for a very special announcement. So as we close this chapter and look to the future, let us remember our work is not finished, but together we can continue to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. Michelle Obama once said, "The only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them." So thank you, Dover. Thank you for believing in me. Actually, thank you for believing in us. Let's keep making history together. Thank you. Thank you. We still have a meeting to do? Okay. Okay. So we're going to move right along into public comment, and this portion of public comment is on agenda items only. The board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters. To ensure fair and orderly expression of such comment, each statement shall be held to a time period of 3 minutes. Public comments limited to items on this agenda shall be entertained for approximately 30 minutes upon the discretion of the presiding officer. Please understand that public comment portions of our agenda are not structured as question and answer sessions, but rather they are offered as opportunities to share your thoughts with the board. The board may or may not respond to public comments. However, all comments are considered and will be investigated and addressed as appropriate. Please be courteous and mindful of the rights of others when providing comments. Comments may not be abusive, obscene, threatening, or irrelevant. Please understand that students and employees have specific legal and privacy protections. The board is not permitted to respond in public to comments about students or employees. Please be advised that you are commenting at your own risk. Any public comments that are directed at a particular individual or individuals could subject you to legal liability for defamation. With that, public comment is now open. Is there any member of the public wishing to speak on agenda items only? Seeing none, public comment is now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's coming. His hands are full. All right, good evening. John Caniglio, 24 Taylortown Road, Montville. Tact is the knack of making a point without making an enemy. A very special quote from Isaac Newton that means so much to me. I have used this quote as my personal philosophy throughout my professional career to get my message across to those who I'm talking to about challenges we face as educators. Being respectful and listening. Tonight, as we celebrate the exceptional efforts of Ms. Nutting and Ms. Mendez, I reflect back on that quote once again. I sincerely appreciate the time and effort it takes to be a member of this Board of Education. I always feel that we conduct our Dover meetings in a respectful and cordial manner. These two individuals exemplified that notion and served their community in a fierce but kind way. And they most certainly have the tact that Newton so eloquently spoke of. Ms. Nutting, your devotion and dedication to our students, to our staff, to our community, and to our Dover family as a whole is greatly appreciated. Over the past few years, you have graciously volunteered your time for all of us. You pushed through the COVID-19 pandemic as a member of this board with many of us in this room, and I can say with 100% certainty that your poise and leadership on this board will be missed. Thank you so very much. Ms. Mendez, your leadership skill set, knowledge base, and control over our meetings is something we will all truly miss. You are 100% all class, and your calm but strong demeanor is something that all leaders should strive to be. I can tell you, in the years since you have been president of our board, I have received countless messages from members who have been eternally grateful for your presence and poise as our president. As a matter of fact, I just got one that said she's making me cry. We have been so proud to have you represent our district. I hope that our next president is able to carry on in the same manner. You have set the foundation and blueprint for what every board president should strive to be in this era of education. Being a good listener, not dominating the conversation, being fierce but kind, and having that tact without making enemies. For that, all of us in the Dover Education Association are thankful for you and thankful for Ms. Nutting tonight and always.
Thank
Can I just add one quick thing? Okay. So I remember at one of the meetings you were talking about your experience as a student and how it was difficult for you to open up to teachers sometimes because you didn't know who was your ally and who to speak to. So our staff has started we just got these cards in that say I'm here in support of LGBTQ+. And we're starting to wear them on our lanyards so that students know that we're here for them and we're allies for them. And I just wanted you to know that because I know that it was very important to you. And as you exit, know that you made a difference and that our students, they mean a lot to us and we're here for them. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Knigley.
Thank you.
Careful. Stop. Careful.
Ooh, be careful.
Thank you, Mr. Caniglio. Any other member of the public in person wishing to speak? Seeing none, this portion of public comment is now closed. We're gonna move right along. Approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from November 19th?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Nutting, a second by Mr. Miller. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Penales,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We're moving along to communications. The whole board communications I am aware of are from Ms. Shower on November 20th with a follow-up and thank you in reference to a safety issue, and Ms. Dowling on November 27th with a follow-up in reference to traffic concerns. Are there any that I missed? No? We're right along to the student rep report. Mr. Lay.
Good evening, everyone, and happy holidays. I hope everyone here had a great Thanksgiving break, and I hope everyone is excited for Christmas coming up. So I want to start my report by letting everyone know what events we have coming up at the school. So we are hosting our annual Dover Holiday Wrestling Tournament this Saturday and Sunday, December 14th and 15th, here at the gym, which I will also be participating in on Saturday. And recently we also had some scrimmages yesterday for girls and boys basketball and our first wrestling match here at our school gym. And next week on Monday we are starting Spirit Week, leading up to our pep rally that will take place on Friday, December 20th. And some things going on around the school is our PBIS program, also known as our Catch a Tiger program. This program has been recognizing students that go above and beyond in the school. Students are nominated by teachers, and a new student is chosen every month. Each student will be chosen and entered into a raffle to win certain prizes. This program has started since October, and since then we have recognized about 52 students. You can see the list of these students chosen in the main lobby. So recently, the district also had taken a survey to see what type of pathways students of grades 7 through 11 are interested in the future. From the survey, it was highlighted the top fields that students were interested in, which was medical, engineering, business, and finance, arts and media, and computer science. With this information going forward, it's going to be very helpful to us at the high school, as it will help create a 2 to 3 year plan for the district and help the high school look for new opportunities like dual enrollment classes with universities or businesses and work-based learning programs, with these universities and or businesses. And also, to wrap up my report, I want to say thank you, Ms. Mendez, for everything you've done here, and you too, Ms. Nutting. I know I haven't been here very long, but I appreciate everything you guys have done for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lay. Are there any comments or questions based off of his report? Seeing none, we are moving along to administrative reports. Mr. Jaime.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. I'm going to kick off with our media center at Academy has been completed, as we had all the furniture delivered, and Academy's media center is now complete with the furniture that has been installed. We are thrilled to see the vibrant new space come to life and look forward to our students and staff enjoying it. We had just recently in November, we had our Latino Institute Parent Workshops. The Latino Parent Workshop was a tremendous success, with over 70 parents participating in informative sessions on important topics such as immigration status, stress management, and dangerous social media for our children. The event was both educational and community centered, featuring a distribution of 30 turkeys and exciting raffles that included air fryers, TVs, microwaves, food baskets, and toys. The meaningful and engaging evening not only provided valuable resources to our support and our families, but also strengthened the bond within our community. On our new website, we have a new announcement to make. We're excited to announce that a new addition to our website has been added. You can now explore the board members' bio section, where you will find detailed profiles of our dedicated board members and learn more about their backgrounds, expertise, and commitment to serving our school community. So I advise everyone to please visit our website and check out the information of the individuals working to support and enhance our district's mission. We had at North Dover, and hosted in North Dover, but it was a contribution from all the elementary schools, our Multilingual Learner Awards evening, which was the first we've had, and it was a great celebration of the incredible value of being bilingual, emphasizing the importance of the community support as children adapt to a new culture. The event was a resounding success with an incredible turnout that filled the entire gymnasium at North Dover. I had the honor of also being invited to speak, where I also shared my personal journey as an ESL student and reflected on the sacrifices that our families make that provide a better opportunity for our children, and the sacrifices, right, that even my own mother made coming to this country. It was a heartfelt evening with highlighted the strength and resilience and potential of our multilingual learners and their families. School conferences. We have school conferences in November, and I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all the schools, staff, and parents for making this year's parent-teacher conferences a tremendous success. Your active participation and commitment to fostering strong partnerships between home and school are invaluable in the growth and success of our students. These conferences play a vital role in strengthening a connection between our families, educators, providing a platform to discuss student progress, celebrate achievements, and identify opportunities for further support. The collaboration and open communication demonstrated during these meetings highlighted our shared dedication to academic and personal development of every student. Our dual language committee has kicked off, and our committee met, and I want to take a moment to express sincerely grateful I am for all of their commitment and collaboration as part of our dual language committee. Their active participation and thoughtful contributions will highlight an important work that we are doing to strengthen and expand our dual language program to benefit the students of our community. Mid-year parent forum, I've already sent out the flyers, and I'm going to be distributing them out for the next couple of weeks. So what I'm looking to do is host another parent forum mid-year on January 29th at 7 p.m. at the middle school media center. This will be an evening to engage our community in conversations about our current goals, address any concerns related to dual language, explore other critical school-related topics, and of course, once again, the community invite you to be part of this insightful evening and share your ideas, as it's invaluable that we work together to enhance our school communities. I want to speak a little bit about our 6th grade annex. We are currently working to exploring the most cost-effective and sustainable financial options for moving forward with this project. Our goal is to ensure that the 6th grade annex aligns with both our budgetary priorities and needs of our school community, and we are committed to making thoughtful decisions that will benefit our students and staff for years to come. The Santa shops have been working for the last couple of weeks now at the elementary level, so it's great to see those Santa shops going up, and the PTAs are running those for our students, so thank you for our PTAs. Winter sports are kicked off, so look out for schedules online and come out and support our students and coaches. Instant Decision Day at Dover High School. Counseling Department would like to thank all the students and staff who helped make our Instant Decision Day a success. We had 9 colleges interviewing students, over 85 acceptance, and 146,000 awarded in merit scholarships. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Dover High School also will host three college fairs earlier. Three college fairs earlier this year, and another scheduled for sophomores and juniors in March. And our winter concerts are underway. Winter concert season has started. North Dover had their winter concert last week, which was a tremendous success. And I want to thank the DHS administration for allowing our North Dover students to use the auditorium, which was filled to capacity with enthusiastic families. The evening featured a delightful performance by the band, showcasing classic Christmas music that brought holiday cheer to our audience. Additionally, all 125 chorus singers delivered an outstanding performance, captivating everyone with their talent and dedication. And the next 4 winter concerts are tomorrow at EDE, December 11th. Academy next week, December 16th. DMS, December 17th. And Dover High School on December 18th. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jaime. Are there any comments or questions based off of his report? Seeing none, Mr. Sabaholu.
Good evening, everyone. On the agenda in finance section, item 9 is for our emergency generator at our high school. This project is planned to be done during the summer break. We're at the final stages for the specs and the design from the architect, and then we will start bidding process. Also in finance, item 10, as Mr. Jaime mentioned, is for our 6th grade annex. We're trying to find the best financial route to go with this project. Using some portion of our capital reserve funds is also something we are considering. We are working on improving our sump pump systems at Academy Street Elementary School. Both pumps will be replaced and pits will be upgraded to a commercial grade size. We received a proposal from a co-op vendor in the amount of $28,100. Finally, I want to also thank Ms. Mendez and Ms. Nutting for their services to the board. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Sabaholu. Are there any comments or questions based off of his report? Seeing none, we're moving along to BOE reports. Mr. Miller, any updates from the Morris County Education Services Commission?
They meet tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you. Dr. Sainer, legislative report.
Thank you, Ms. Mendez. On Thursday, November 14th, the Assembly Education Committee reviewed testimony from invited guests regarding the New Jersey Educator Evaluation Review Task Force report. The task force, created as a result of legislation from earlier in 2024, produced the report and submitted it to Governor Phil Murphy. Objectives from educator evaluations, ensuring teachers have the supports they need, and implementing a working group in consultation with the NJDOE to expand on the work of the task force to create actionable recommendations for districts. Remote public meetings, A1858 would allow a public body to conduct a meeting and public business by electronic means. Under current law, such flexibility is permitted only during a state of emergency, public health emergency, or state or local disaster emergency. This bill would make the flexibility permanent. Under the bill, any meeting conducted electronically would have to be made open to the public, consistent with state law. The counterpart in the Senate has not yet moved. That is all. There is more information in my report, which will be in our shared folder. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sainer. Ms. Downs, the Morris County NJSBA report.
Good evening. The MCSBA meeting was held at Morristown High School on December 4th. I attended in person, and the topic of the night was effective board culture, and there's many presentations by different boards. They also congratulated the Mine Hill Board of Education for receiving the Carol E. Larson Master Board Certification, which is earned in a 2-year period. It requires 10 more hours of training over the 16 regular required for the board certification. So congratulations to them. In the program, they mentioned retiring board members, which included Ms. Mendez and Ms. Nutting. And they also posted in the program incoming board members in Morris County, which included Ms. Schauer and Mr. McCourt. The next meeting will be held virtually on Wednesday, February 5th at 6:45. If you plan on attending, please be sure to register. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Downs. We're going to move along to administrative approval. Is there a motion to approve items 1 and 2 under administrative approval?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Nutting, second by Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there any discussion? Dr. Sainer?
I had a question regarding the bus evacuations. Is it a requirement that our bus drivers have cell phones? There were multiple buses at each school in the district where the cell phone was not present when the bus drill was held.
The cell phones that they're using are their personal cell phones, and they are required to have with them in case of an emergency or crisis. But that's something that we can follow up on.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion by Ms. Nutting, a second by Mr. Miller. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We're moving along to personnel. Ms. Nutting.
I would like to make a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the board approves the following personnel resolutions 1 through 12.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Nutting, a second by Ms. Phillips. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
I'm going to abstain from number 4 and yes to everything else.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We're moving along to negotiations. Ms. Nutting.
So for negotiations, we met with the DAA on December 4th. They have an upcoming meeting in February. So good luck with the next committee and speed. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Nutting. We're moving along to governance. Mr. Miller.
The governance committee did not need to meet. However, there is a meeting next week, a new school board orientation, and I trust that the handbook that the governance committee put together will be copied and bound for the new members next week, along with the architect's report on our buildings.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. So, Mr. Sabaholu, did you catch that? We're going to send over all the information.
He has it
Oh,
already.
you have it. So we can print out for new board member orientation on
Yes.
the 17th?
Okay.
Perfect.
So with that, I moving for a second reading one of our bylaws, which is just indicating the committees memorialized in the bylaw.
I have a motion by Mr. Miller. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Downs? We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion by Mr. Miller, a second by Ms. Downs. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We're moving along to student achievement and curriculum. Dr. Sainer.
Thank you. The Student Achievement and Curriculum Committee met on December 3rd. We discussed the very full December 2024 professional development schedule, which include, as Mr. Jaime already mentioned, the dual language committee meeting, a gifted and talented committee meeting, ELA coaching, the SLA committee, which is making sure that there's continuity between what is happening in our ELA and our SLA and creating a homegrown program that meets the needs of our students. And the SEI, Sheltered English Instruction Cohort, the second of those will finish this month, and with that we will have a total of 50 teachers trained in sheltered English instruction, for which we should be very proud of our teachers for taking that on to make sure they meet the needs of our bilingual population. We learned about programs that move our CTE programs forward. Ms. Nutting shared information from the NJSBA workshop, and we compared the recommendation from that workshop session to what we're doing in Dover, and we are following their suggestions for successful CTE implementation. We learned about possible partnerships with Morris County Vocational School for programs that our students could attend there. As Mr. Lay mentioned, we had about 1,000 students respond between grades 7 and 11 regarding the fields that they're interested in. So that is being used by district administration to plan our further CTE programs and everything that we're offering, including electives. We heard about new course recommendations that the board will see in the future. We'll have to approve those. Lots of those are in the fine and performing arts, and the high school administration is using Genesis to ensure that students get the classes they want, and they will start scheduling early so that students will have opportunities to make sure they get the classes they want, and if classes aren't going to run, make a secondary choice. We learned about Dr. Nunez, Ms. Sarno, and Mr. Carl attending a panel discussion in the AP Language and Composition class where they talked to students about their careers in education. And we learned about partnerships, potential partnership with CCM. That concludes my report. I would like to highlight for board members the amount of PD that we're offering as item number 2, and with that, move that we approve items 1 through 5 under student achievement and curriculum.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Stainer, a second by Ms. Phillips. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinellas,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We're moving along to community relations, but Ms. Acevedo was not able to be here this evening. Is there a member of the committee? Ms. Solinas.
Good evening, everyone. The Community Relations Committee met yesterday, December 9th, at the Public Library. Members Solinas, Pinales, Acevedo, and Phillips, along with 6 members of the Citizen Advisory Committee, were in attendance. The meeting went well, and there are a few questions that require follow-up. As for our next meeting, we're still coordinating schedules due to the new year. We will notify everyone as soon as the date is finalized. They also said they appreciate the highlights of the week that are in our district website. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Solinas. We're moving along to policy. Ms. Pinales.
Good evening. The policy committee met on December 3rd. We discussed policy we have policy for second reading. We have policy 2423 on bilingual and education, changing the terminology from multilingual instead of ESL students. We have the following job descriptions to be revised or new: Director of Safety and Security, Director of Special Education, a school community liaison, lead community liaison, counselor for special education, and a special education teacher. We also review policy 2330 as discussed and advised to us in our past meeting on homework. With that, I would like to make a motion to approve policy items 1 to 2 on their policy.
Thank you, Ms. Pinales. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Pinales, a second by Ms. Nutting. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Sabaholu, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Nutting,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinellas,
Yes.
Dr. Sinner,
Yes.
Ms. Sones,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes. We are moving along to finance and facilities. Mr. Miller.
Yes, the Finance and Facilities Committee met on November 26th. We talked about a number of projects. We did talk about a spatialization plan for another property potentially in Dover. We talked about HVAC upgrades. the high school generator, Academy Street sub pump, and a lot of these projects are very complicated, so appreciate the team that's working on all of those. We had the East Dover hallway painting project completed, and the playground equipment that was installed, and funded by the Jets. I know that's a project that's ongoing to remediate some problems on the playground right now, so it's closed, hoping that will be opened very soon. I think that concludes my report, and I would like to move items 1 through 15.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Miller, a second by Ms. Nutting. Is there any discussion? Mr. Miller, then Dr. Sainer.
Just wanted to thank Maria Berard, who there was a donation of $450 from the class of 2014 for the scholarship fund. That was my son's class, so I know them very well. So I want to thank them for that.
Dr. Sainer?
I have 2 questions and a comment. Can you please explain the transfer from the facilities acquisition and construction services line? I can see that $4.1 million was moved out, but I can't see where it went.
That went from Fund 12 to Fund 30 because of the ROD grant projects.
Okay, thank you. And we are purchasing a generator for the high school. Part of the reason for the generator purchase has been to make Dover High School more accessible as an emergency facility in the case of a town emergency. What efforts have been made to share this cost with the town?
We had a conversation and they fully support it, but we didn't talk about the financials.
Okay, thank you. Additionally, I would like to thank Ms. Tuning for applying for the Laura Bush grant for books for the DHS Media Center, and Dr. Kalina for applying for the Tri-State Blue Schools grant, and a tremendous amount of extra work on behalf of our students. So thank you to both of them.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion by Mr. Miller, a second by Ms. Nutting, Mr. Sabaholu. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Downs?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Nutting?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes, with an abstention to payments to vendor 1950.
Ms. Pinellas?
Yes.
Dr. Sainer?
Yes.
Ms. Solnes?
Yes.
Ms. Mendez?
Yes. We are moving along to informational items. So upcoming meetings, January 2nd is this board's reorganization meeting with a snow date of January 3rd. Upcoming trainings, Dr. Sainer?
A lot of trainings you'll see in the chart in the agenda. I would like to highlight all the training that is required for returning members or newly elected members that you will have to complete pretty quickly once it starts. So there are dates up through February that you can plan to complete those mandated trainings.
Thank you, Dr. Sainer. Facility requests. We have the teacher-student talent show, sponsoring group Dover Education Foundation, Academy Street School PTA. And then we have an annual banquet for students, Dover Band Boosters. Is that the spaghetti dinner?
No,
No.
the students have a band banquet at the end of the year to celebrate all of their achievements.
Okay, I was say, did I miss something? Because I don't want to miss the spaghetti dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving along to old business. Are there any items of old business? Seeing none, we're moving along to new business. Mr. Miller?
Yes, I attended the New Jersey School Boards Association Delegate Assembly this past Saturday. There was an address from Dr. Purnell, who's the Executive Director of New Jersey School Boards. And what he focused in on is really the mission of New Jersey School Boards. And he focused particularly on content, connection, and advocacy. So in the realm of content, he talked about the New Jersey School Board's website was refreshed. So if you go to that site, you notice it's different. It does look better, more navigable. And in January, they're going to debut a new board self-evaluation tool. They mentioned that this has not changed in 15 years, and it'll be more focused on individual contributions. So look forward to that. And there will be a revamp of the new board member orientation in January. So they'll have more guest speakers. I think the new training information goes live January 2nd. They did stress a need for you to sign up as soon as possible, January 24th to the 26th or February 21st to 23rd. And then they did recognize a growing number of certified boards. It went from 14 last year to 25 this year. Under Connection, there's a lot of partnerships with New Jersey school boards to advance public education. They've been partnering with the New Jersey League of Municipalities, New Jersey Association of Counties, and New Jersey Department of Education. And they talked about that 60% of New Jersey schools are now part of the Sustainable New Jersey for Schools. And I don't think that's something that we're involved in at this point in time.
As far as I know, no, we're not.
Okay, well, something to look at. And then I know I mentioned this one other time, but there's a New Jersey School Boards Association Connection platform, which is like a chat area, blog area for all members that aren't school boards. It's a wealth of information, so I encourage everybody to take a look at that. They talked about advocacy and some of the laws that I know that you've already mentioned, the bill on student literacy, and then there's efforts now to revise the funding formula, which kind of scares me because I don't know what that means. And they're looking for new ways to connect board members and legislators to try to make things happen in a quicker fashion. Okay, so, and then in January is New Jersey School Boards Recognition Month. So they wanted to make sure they put that out there. So there were 6 resolutions that were put forward for the delegates. Want to mention that the resolutions came out very late, but ironically, the first resolution, which was recommended for approval and was approved, is changing the bylaws for New Jersey school boards to ensure that they bring the resolutions out sooner so that there would be time that school boards can meet and actually discuss them ahead of time so that they can come to a consensus on what their voting delegate is going to do when they go. A lot of times, most of the time, they are very late. Only within a couple of weeks do the resolutions come out. So, so that was voted in favor. The second resolution was supporting the publication of board meetings notices electronically rather than in 2 newspapers to save money. So when they make these recommendations and it's their belief that this should happen, it doesn't mean that it's happening right away. It just means it's being used as a vehicle to try to get legislation to change so that we can do this electronically in various forums, as opposed to spending all the money we do on newspapers, which really nobody is looking at this time. So that was approved by school boards. 82% of the people were in favor. The second one was from the Kittatinny Board of Education, and they proposed new language in their policy for attendance regulations that should include a state excused absence for students who are completing procedural steps necessary for the enlistment in the United States military. So part of the discussion was that the current policies for attendance are negatively affecting students who are seeking to go into the military. So, so they believe that these regulations should be changed to allow for those students to attend whatever they need for their preliminary training going into the military. So there, 95% of the delegates were in favor of that. The next resolution, which was proposed by the Verona Board of Education, in what they indicated is that in all new pilot agreements between municipalities and developers, the funds paid to the municipality shall be shared with the school district at the same proportional rate as the taxable property. So this was approved, 97% in favor. So hopefully legislation will be passed so that these agreements will make it equitable with the school district, because there are so many other expenses that we have that even though our taxes pay for it, it's a disadvantage to the school district not to receive the extra funds. The next resolution was from the Plainfield Board of Education. This resolution was creating additional language to enable local districts to develop criteria that are aligned with educational standards that reflect the diversity and distinct needs of all students residing in our communities. So in some districts, there's a need for different types of curriculum, and so that was also voted in favor of the delegates. The next resolution, also from Plainfield, that was not in favor. What they were looking for was their statement was basically tasking the state of New Jersey and the education department to look at every school name in the state, and if the school name is related to anyone in history that promoted slavery and any other acts, they would want the name changed. So there was a lot of discussion about that, and the fact that, first of all, the belief system for New Jersey school boards cannot tell any entity what to do, but second of all, that the belief for most of the folks there was that the local community needs to make that decision if they want to make changes to their school names. And the last resolution, also from Plainfield, was a belief that the local boards of education should exercise existing statutory authority to develop curricula that reflects the diversity and distinct needs of all students residing in their communities and supporting state educational standards, while allowing districts the flexibility to address student development needs, including local history and other community-specific issues, into the learning experience aimed at fostering academic success, social equity, and emotional well-being. And that was also approved. And that concludes my report.
Mr. Miller, when we talk about seen and unseen work, a lot of the work that you do, right, we don't see it as our delegates. So first of all, thank you for all of that work, because I know you spend sometimes many Saturdays, all day at some of these assemblies, so thank you. But when I think about this board and an area for improvement, I think we, as we move forward, we need to truly understand what it is that our delegate does, and also use that, right? Because that's power. I don't think we have used that power enough. So I think we need to really bolster that.
And that's one of the things that I want to ensure next year, that we look at ways to come up with things that would strengthen our ability to educate our students. I know that there are some inequities that we have now in the educational system that we could address. And I think that we could sit down and have a workshop for the board to talk about where you find the bylaws. I mean, there's a lot of email that goes out and a lot of information in training, but it doesn't really get into the details. And even when you do look at it, it's not easy to understand. So I definitely want to be in that place where we do have the resolutions out ahead of time so that the board can review them and then can have a discussion. So that's something that we definitely need to do as a board for next year.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Are there any other items of new business?
Yes. Mr. Jaime has one.
Oh.
All right. I want to take this opportunity and really thank Ms. Mendez and Ms. Nutting for your service to Dover Public Schools. And we wanted to really just admire all the work that you've done. I know that I've only been in the position of superintendent only for a short time, but in the last few years as a principal here in Dover and being part of the community and working with our staff, I've had an opportunity to really see your work coming in and the changes that we've been making as a whole. And wish you could have stayed a little bit longer to continue seeing the growth that we're doing. We're moving in a great direction and we're excited. So with that, we wanted to provide you both with a certificate of acknowledging for all the hard work you've done here for our students, our staff, and our community. And after our meeting, stick around for some cake.
Any other items of new business?
I do.
Oh,
I'm gonna go first.
okay, Ms.
So I know that some of the board members do want to say some things to you. I'm going first. Okay. I'm gonna keep it short. There will be no tears. Okay.
I was hoping for that.
But I really just want to take a moment to thank Ms. Nutting and Ms. Mendez and let you both know how much I have truly enjoyed working with both of you. Ms. Nutting, our connection goes back long before we sat at this board table. Not sure that anybody knows this, but my son and Miss Nutting's oldest son played rec basketball together in the 5th and 6th grade. And my husband was his coach at one point. My son is 23, so this was a long time ago. And just yesterday we sat together at Votech and watched our girls play basketball as well. So we've known each other for quite some time. And I remember having conversations with you going way back about concerns that you had with respect to just different pieces of the district. And the difference is, you didn't just voice those concerns with me, right? You stepped up, you joined this board, and you became an advocate for our students. And that's not something that everybody is willing to do. So I definitely admire you for that. Ms. Mendez, our history is a little bit shorter. And to be honest, did not start off on the best foot. Admittedly, I remember when you first joined the board, I had a conversation with Dr. Sainer where I told her that I would work with you because you were on the board, but that I did not like you. So now, fast forward to a few years later, and I can honestly say that you are one of my favorite people. You have made a significant difference on this board. I believe you have set a very high standard for what it means to be president. You never shy away from asking tough questions or sharing unpopular opinions, and that courage is something that most people are not willing to show. That is a quality that I deeply respect and one that I believe has benefited this board tremendously. I can honestly say I've learned so much from the both of you. I will not say that I'll miss you because I'm going to see you on a regular basis, but I will say that I will miss seeing you sitting at this table.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Mr. Miller.
Well, first I want to mention something about Tia. And we've been through a lot together on this board and some tough times, but I really appreciate you were always calm, always cool, and a team player in working together. And I remember one time when you were running for the board and I was also running for the board, she came to my door and knocked on it. And I really appreciate that. We had a great conversation on my front porch. It's not a political thing. It's just people wanting to work with our district and to bring the best education forward for our children. And so I really appreciate that, and I've learned a lot from you. And Ms. Mendez, had a great time being your vice president, but I've learned a lot from you as well. The team dynamic that you have promoted on this board has been phenomenal. I mean, we've had so many new board members, and to be able to bring everybody together to work well as a team is a tribute to your leadership, so I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Dr. Sainer.
Sorry, I'm ready. Ms. Mendez, thank you so much for your 3 years on the board. You are one of the people that I know puts your heart and soul into this job. For people at home, you see us for a couple of hours, if we're lucky, maybe more, on a Tuesday night once a month. This job encompasses so much more than just the few hours that you can watch us on YouTube. Committee meetings, preparation for committee meetings, preparation for this board meeting. I've never added up the pages because they're all digital, but I feel like there must be over 300 pages for a normal meeting that have to be read, digested, questions asked, thoughts formulated. And I know from day one, probably day minus 100 when you knew you were running, you've done that work. And the responsibility as president in coordinating everything that happens behind the scenes, in addition to being on the hot seat, is not a responsibility to take lightly and adds a ton more time and responsibility and stress to your already busy life. So I just wanted to say how much I appreciate that you stepped up 3 years ago and have worked so hard on behalf of our students and staff. Ms. Nutting, I had to write yours, I'm sorry. And I know you're there. Tia Nutting has been an invaluable member of the Dover Board of Education for the last 6 years. As a graduate of Dover High School and the mother of 3 Dover students, she has been a tireless advocate for all of our Dover students for much longer than the 6 years she has served on the Board of Education. Tia has served on almost all of the board committees during her tenure, but she has really left her mark on 2 of them. In the curriculum committee and at board meetings, Tia is a relentless advocate for our special education population, making sure that this group of students is truly treated as equals and that they receive not only the services that they need and are entitled to by law, but are truly included in every aspect of education here in Dover. All of our children, and especially our special education students, are now better educated thanks to Ms. Nutting. Ms. Nutting has also served for many years on our negotiations committee. Often considered one of the most difficult committees due to its intense meeting schedule, as well as emotionally intense as the board attempts to reach an equitable contract that supports excellent education while finding common ground with the bargaining unit. Former board members that I spoke to that worked with Ms. Nutting on negotiations praised her for often finding the solution that brought both sides of the table into agreement. On a personal note, I will say that Tia has made me a better board member by always sharing her sometimes differing perspective, holding me accountable for doing my best work wherever I sat at this table, and by being a sounding board and someone that I could always trust to be available to talk, to tell me the truth, and make decisions with our children's needs first in her mind. Our district has been blessed that Tia Nutting chose to donate countless hours over the last 6 years for our students and staff. You will be missed.
May I?
Ms. Pinales, the Ms. Now?
As a new member, I would like to thank you, both of you, for giving me a warm welcome. It gave me a great lasting impression on both of you, your open-mindedness and contributions to the Dover community. Daniela, I'm gonna miss your stylish outfits. But most of all, your leadership is outstanding. And Tia, special needs students will miss you. And we hope that we can all live up to that. I really admire you. Thank you both. I wish you the best in anything you endeavor.
Thank you, Ms. Pinales.
Ms. Nutting, you have been on the board for 2 terms. That is a large chunk of family time. You have been a respectful team player and an eager student, as I recently have witnessed at workshop. You have offered your opinions on countless occasions, and I am grateful to have had the opportunity to learn from your example. You should be proud of the work you have done on this board, and I hope that you will be able to cherish the remaining school years with your family. Thank you for your time and commitment. Ms. Mendez, your commitment was ever present throughout your term on the board as a member and the 2 years you have served as president. You have proven to be transparent, dedicated, and fair in your work for the entire district. Most importantly, you have been respectful, calm, and humorous, which helped create a cohesive board. Thank you for pulling through on our superintendent search. You did very well with keeping us all on track, and I am extremely grateful that you took on the task with such confidence. You should be proud of the work you have done on our board. I am proud to have learned from you and worked with you on the Dover Board of Ed. And although you will be missed, I wish you much success moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sally. Ms. Sonia.
I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to Tia and Daniela for all the work, dedication, and countless hours you poured into being a member of the Dover Board of Education. Your commitment has made a real difference, and your effort will be remembered and appreciated by all of us. A special thank you goes to Daniela for going the extra mile to make us feel welcome and part of the team. So thank you both for everything.
Thank you. Wow, that was a unanimous, that was pretty cool. Are there any other items of new business? No? So seeing none, we're gonna move along into public comment. The board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters. To ensure fair and orderly expression of such comment, each statement shall be held to a time period of 3 minutes. Public comments not restricted to items on this agenda shall be entertained for approximately 30 minutes upon the discretion of the presiding officer. For those who wish to provide public comment remotely, a Google form was posted on the district website at 6:30 p.m. Remote comments will be read by a member of the Board of Education. The Board of Education will alternate between in-person and online comments. Please understand that public comment portions of our agenda are not structured as question and answer sessions, but rather they are offered as opportunities to share your thoughts with the board. The board may or may not respond to public comments. However, all comments are considered and will be investigated and addressed as appropriate. Please be courteous and mindful of the rights of others when providing comments. Comments may not be abusive, obscene, threatening, or irrelevant. Please understand that students and employees have specific legal and privacy protections. The board is not permitted to respond in public to comments about students or employees. Please be advised that you're commenting at your own risk. Any public comments that are directed at a particular individual or individuals could subject you to legal liability for defamation. That is one thing I will not miss. With that, public comment is now open. Are there any members of the public in person wishing to speak?
Good evening. Susan Shower, 346 West Clinton Street in Dover, and I think for the last time I will be making my public comment here at the board meeting from this side of the table in any case. What a wonderful evening tonight, and what a wonderful tribute to both you, Daniela, and Tia. I want to also add my thanks and congratulations to both of you for your service to our school district. As you know, it is a thankless job. For as big as those thank yous are, it's not ever going to be enough. Stepping up and serving your students in such a selfless manner is, it's a unique experience. Not everyone will do it. There will be 1 out of 100 that try to do it, but not everyone does it well, and you both did it very, very well. I've always said that leaders come at a time, often leaders come at a time when they are especially needed, and I believe, Daniela, you stepped in at the most appropriate time. Through turbulence, through change, through evolution of the board, you had a steady hand, and you truly did set the new tone for the Dover board, and I appreciate that. And I'm sure that, as all of the board members said, they all appreciate it. So that's a recognition. And when we see students giving back to their school, Maria Berard, those proceeds came from the class of 2014 from their 10-year reunion that was just 2 months ago, I think. That's amazing. Maria, valedictorian and Harvard graduate from Dover High School, giving back, showing up at their 10-year reunion. They had such a great time, and I think that speaks volumes to the type of students we have here in Dover, our staff. As Mr. Caniglio said, our staff is phenomenal. And I am very, very happy to see a name that appeared on the agenda tonight, Mr. Bullock, returning to our district. It makes me happy, and it makes me proud to see these things happening, and I'm so glad that I will be now part of it again, and I will do everything that I can. Tia, thank you for your steady hand on the board. I remember you coming to board meetings with your frustrations about parking at the middle school. And I'm really sorry that that situation really hasn't improved a whole lot, but you've done so many more things for special education, for the reading program in special education. You really have left your mark. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Cho. Ms. Phillips, do we have any remote comments? No. Is there any other member of the public in person wishing to speak? Seeing none, no other remote comments?
No.
Okay, so this portion of public comment is now closed. Are there any final items board members would like to address, comment? Ms. Nutting.
I was gonna wait until the very end to say my, not a farewell, but goodbye, and thank you for everything that everyone has worked hard. It's not just one of us, it is a team of us, and I mean a team of us as board members, as staff, teachers. We are a community that works together, and we will continue to work together. Yes, I did come on here, big supporter of special education, and I will continue to do that. You have not seen the last of me, because my plan is to, hopefully, I have some parents out there that would like to get together and start a group when we can talk and know that you're not alone, that your frustrations are, you have other people to talk to for our students that have IEPs or any other concerns, that you are not alone. We can work together. That is your strength in your education, to never take no as an answer and to always push forward. So hopefully going forward, you will see me around to do different things, but still here. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
So, for the final time, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:48 p.m.?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Miller, a second by Ms. Nutting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Remind them about the cake.
Oh, and apparently there's cake coming. Oh,
Yes.
where is it?
Yes,
It's in the
there's
back?
cake. It's in the back.
Okay, there's cake in the back. Let's enjoy cake.